It's
ready.
iconic.
Get ready.
Ba-da-dee-da-da. Get ready. Get ready.
Get ready, cause you're gonna get ready.
I gotta get ready to get ready.
Get ready, cause getting ready.
This song never goes anywhere.
Well, you're not ready yet.
Look, it's
I know, I gotta get ready.
It's conveying its central point, which is get ready.
My name is Bradley Jones,
I'm Andrew Moldenhauer.
And I'm Andy Hubert.
and this is not a movie review podcast, but a podcast where we try to recall the events in a film that we haven't seen in a very, very long time. This is what we remember about Dude, Where's My Car?
Were there 2 or 3 bad guys in Home Alone? And who was that forgetful fish in Finding Nemo? Join us as we're watching films. See what we remember and what memories we kill. Let's start the show. Here we go. This is what we remember.
Oh my gosh, we're gonna talk about Dude, Where's My Car? I'm so
excited.
excited. I thought about, we should do Dude, Where's My Car? I wonder if the other two guys have seen this movie. Because it wasn't on a list, it's never been brought up before. I just kind of wanted to watch this movie.
Oh man. So you wanted to watch Dude, Where's My
I
Car?
wanted an excuse to watch
So, Brad,
Dude,
are you
Where's My
saying you're
Car?
excited to see this movie?
I am very excited to see this film.
Alright, so right from the beginning, we got Ashton Kutcher,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sean
Fresh
William-
off of 70s show.
Yeah.
Okay,
fresh
Sean
off.
William Scott.
Fresh out of
Scott.
American Pie.
Jennifer Garner.
Yes.
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 Um,
Anyone else?
Yes.
God, I
that
think I
girl,
ran out.
That girl is the girl from 2 movies that I can't remember now.
Which girl?
The one that's
other
not Jennifer
girlfriend?
Garner. Yeah.
Okay.
So there are 2 girlfriends. Jennifer
Oh,
Garner
yeah.
is one of the
I
girlfriends.
thought the girlfriends
Yeah.
were I thought they were dating twins or something.
Nope. They're 2 different ladies. And that girl is from a movie called Sugar and Spice that I really liked.
Oh, cheerleading movie.
And another film that I think we even brought up on this podcast, and I can't even remember. She might have been the best friend to Reese Witherspoon in Pleasantville, and I just can't remember what she was.
Okay.
But either way, there's two girls, so they wake up and they had a raucous night.
Yes.
No, but do you get to like see the party at
No,
all?
no.
No,
You
you don't
never
get to see
see
the
that.
party
No.
at all?
It
Yeah, you
opens with just them waking up to like a destroyed house and
And it was
Yeah.
at their girlfriend's house that they threw this party.
No, it's their. Well, they wake up at their own party, at their own house.
I
The
thought it was
girlfriends
their...
come to the door.
Oh.
The girlfriends are the first ones to knock on the door and to greet them.
Okay, so the girlfriends come into the house and they see it's destroyed, right?
Yes, but before that, Sean William Scott, I think, take like a massive piss, and he just like keeps pissing.
Oh
It's
god.
like, there's a scene where just, and then Ashton Kutcher's watching like monkeys do something on a television.
So these characters are just flat out dumb.
Yes.
They're like the dumbest
they have
characters
like
in
a
the
fridge
world.
full that only has pudding. Like that's
Yeah.
all that's in their fridge.
How do you guys remember this stuff?
because this movie's great.
Because when I saw this, I was like, I really want a fridge full of pudding.
that fridge full of pudding, there's payoff to that.
Okay.
Later in the film.
Oh, I don't even remember that. I just remember the fridge full
Oh
of
yeah.
pudding.
So yeah, they're waking up and they're just seeing stuff. There's like trash all over the floor. The whole place is wrecked. The pudding shows up.
Their girlfriends start to help them clean up, I think, like
Yes.
right from the beginning.
Yes. Or they clean up because the girls are coming over and they open the door and they see that like even the outside is completely
Oh,
trashed.
they are cleaning up because the girlfriends are coming over.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's why I thought it was the girlfriend's house, because I thought they thought they ruined it,
Mhm.
and they wanted to fix it up.
And I think it's their birthdays. They share the same birthday. And that's why maybe you think they're
Maybe.
twins. But they just happen to coincidentally have the same birthday.
I do remember there's a scene where they like get everything into giant like heavy duty garbage bags, and then like they poke a hole in it. They're like carrying it together. They poke a hole in it with something I don't remember, and it just like starts leaking everything like all over the carpet. These characters are just stupid.
Yeah, but it's funny. They're lovably stupid.
This is
They're
just
not
like
doing anything wrong to the world. They're just bad things are happening around them. So the girls come to their house, and I think they have to get ready for their birthday party, and they say that they got really good gifts for them, but they didn't get good gifts. They just made that up on the spot. So they're expecting.
So this is like a
something.
real problem
Yeah.
compared to the last movie that we did.
So there's a lot of problems, payoffs, stakes, things that happen in this movie.
I remember, like, the whole universe is in the balance in this movie.
But
And I swear to God, this movie came out like a year later, or like the same year as Almost
Yeah.
Famous.
So I think maybe like moments after the girlfriends leave, I think that's when we meet the two bros, and there's these two alien guys who
They're
have
like
sweet
from
glasses.
Sweden.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, they're from
two
another
big, like,
planet,
Swedish
but they are
dudes.
Swedish actors.
They're like they have Swedish accents.
Yeah.
They're from another planet though. They're aliens.
Yes.
Yes.
There's two alien species.
Yep,
in
there's
this
two
film.
different aliens.
Okay. So we start to gather that something happened the night before.
Well, yeah, well,
yes. They can't remember.
I think their car's gone or something.
Yeah. They might not know where their car is.
Dude, I don't know.
I don't even think they know that at this point yet.
No?
I think they meet those two guys, and the guys want something called. Do you remember what the name of the thing is? Because I do, and I'll
Nope, I have no
the
idea.
Continuum Transfunctioner.
Oh yeah.
And you're gonna count the times that they say that in this movie.
Okay.
I think it's got to be like
Jeez.
50 times.
And it's probably like the Swedish people are the most annoying when they say it.
I actually really like these two actors. I
Really?
think they're fun. Yeah.
Okay.
They're kind of as dumb as Dude, Where's My Car? Which I'm gonna call them now. I'm gonna call them Dude, Where's My Car?
Whenever you're referring to just the two of them.
Yeah, when I'm referring to the two of them, I'm calling them Dude, Where's My Car? So they're
That's okay because they're together all the time, so it's probably
Yeah.
good to just call them Dude, Where's My Car?
Yeah, I could make a bold claim and say that they are never not in the same scene at the same time. That could be wrong, but I'm gonna go make
Right,
that.
yeah, write
I'm
it
gonna make the
down.
bold
Write
claim.
it down. We'll come back to it.
Yeah, and then I think they meet up with the Fembot ladies, who are the other alien race.
Yeah,
who are
that's
just,
right.
Who are
It's a
just
bunch of
three
hot
babes
chicks.
with ponytails.
Yep.
And they also
They want to have sex with them, I think.
They want to give them oral pleasure, is what they keep saying throughout the film.
Do they ever get that?
They have a dream sequence where they get it.
Oh.
But they don't actually get it.
That's a little disappointing.
In the I think Sean William Scott and Ashton Kutcher like knocked out at some point, and they're imagining getting the oral pleasure,
Okay.
but they never actually get it in the movie itself.
So I feel like they do notice that their car's missing.
So here we go.
Right from the beginning.
Dude, where's my car? Where's my car, dude? Dude, where's
Oh,
my
God.
car? Where's
How
your
many
car,
times do they
dude?
say that?
Dude, where's my car?
I think they say that like probably 8 times.
And they're looking like, I don't even know, they're looking like down the street and the camera, pans down, like, where is this car?
Which one owns the car and which one lost the car?
I think it's
Ooh.
Ashton Kutcher's car.
Sean William Scott is saying, "Where's your car, dude?"
Dude, where's my car?
Okay, I believe that.
The order of events could be wrong. Either they meet up with Christy Swanson right away, who is just like a super hot babe that just like is in the school and she just exists in the world, and it's something that they fawn over. Christy Swanson is Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And she has a couple of bros. One of them is her boyfriend, and they have a sweet monster truck, and they're kind of like they harass the Dude, Where's My Car throughout the whole film. They harass them.
Okay. Wait, I might have missed something. These bros are not the Swedish guys?
No,
No,
there's
these
a
are
different
different
set of bros.
There's two bro sets.
There's two brosefs, yeah. There's two sets of brosefs. What the solution is for them is they need to get high again. I think that's where the movie really kicks off.
So they think if they get high again, they'll remember where
they'll remember where
Like
the
what
car
happened
is
the
at.
night
The car.
before.
And I'm forgetting, I think it might be Harlan Williams,
Could be.
but I'm forgetting who, because there's cameos throughout this entire film.
I'm sure. Yeah.
And they're like one after another. We already had like three right there. And they get high with him in his backyard, and he's kind of like a love guru. He's like wearing the same outfit as like the Hindi pot smoking people who like, they end up doing it. And then
There's a scene where they find out that I don't know what they're wearing. They're wearing tracksuits at one point.
at one point they do get sweet tracksuits, yeah.
I remember them
Because they've already paid for them. There's a moment where they're like,
Yeah, they have a
had
card.
They had somehow had money.
Oh,
yeah.
They have like a receipt.
I don't remember when. I think this is right in the beginning though. But they like listened to their answering machine, and there's like all these cryptic messages that got left from the night before. So it's like that's kind of where they start trying to piece everything together.
Yeah, so the whole movie is them trying to figure out what they did that night and where their car is. They have no idea what's going on in the film. They had blacked out. They had done something so awesome. And I do think maybe they have like a funny answering machine message, but I don't know what it is.
Oh, like the recording for them
Yeah.
on the machine, probably.
And you might even hear like the Swedish guys and the babes call the phone
Right.
before you see them.
Well, I think the girlfriends also leave a message like
Yeah,
that
they're
they're
coming
upset
over.
or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even know if they're upset. They're just saying that they're coming over and their birthday's happening.
Okay. I thought the tracksuit scene kind of happens like early on.
So things start to happen in Dude, Where's My Car, where they like get a little piece of what happened and they go investigate that piece.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they go to get the tracksuits, and that's the scene where they also find out that they both got tattoos the night before.
Yeah, but dude, what does mine say?
it's another moment where it's just like them
Classic.
repeating the same lines back and
it's
forth.
dude and sweet.
Sweet. Yep. Dude, what does mine say? Sweet.
What's
does
mine say?
mine? Dude. What does mine say?
And then they get mad about it.
What does mine say?
Dude.
It's so funny. This movie is so funny. I saw this in the theaters. It was
Are you
great.
serious?
Oh yeah.
I
Me and
definitely-
a bunch of friends
I
went.
definitely did not see
I
this
had
in
just
theaters.
gotten my license.
Oh,
I
man.
rented this from Blockbuster for sure.
Took my mom's minivan, filled it up with some friends, and we went to the mall and
Damn.
saw Dude, Where's My Car? Had a great
I feel
time.
like that's
Wow.
the way you were supposed to see this film. It's
Aye.
filling a minivan full of friends and going to the mall.
And the theater was packed when we saw it. This movie was
But
killing
this was
it.
fun, yeah. That like it made a lot of money.
Yeah. And it looks like there's money on the screen, too, in this film.
I will not. I don't believe that.
Oh, there is. There's,
I believe there's money maybe in like the actors that are in it, but
Yeah,
I think
well,
the movie.
that's a lot of it, too.
Right, sure. I can buy that, but like the movie doesn't look like it's quality.
I don't know. They get animals in this thing. They have CG. They have so many crazy things that
They
happen.
do have animals in this movie.
We'll get to that. Don't spoil that.
Okay, all right.
It's like one of the best scenes in the movie.
It's the best scene in the movie.
There's so many
It
best-
is. I now I remember that scene is amazing.
There's like 10 best scenes in this movie.
oh god.
Before we get there, I think they go to a strip club. Am I wrong about that? Does that happen?
I don't know.
don't know.
I thought for some reason they wind up at a strip club.
Okay, so what happens at the strip club?
They get more information, and I think they get something that lets them get the tracksuits or something like that. Because they go in there and everyone loves them. Like, as soon as they open the door, everyone in the strip... Or maybe it could be a bar. It may not be a strip club. But
Right.
everyone knows their name. Hey, it's
those
the
guys.
It's the
the two guys from last night.
Ted and Elvis.
It's
I don't
dude,
know
where's
their
my
name.
car?
Yeah. Hey, dude, where's my car?
Hey,
How are
dude.
you guys doing?
We're doing pretty good.
Last night was really fun, huh?
Okay, what happened last night?
And that's what they kind of like tricked the guy. You guys were off the chain. So what did we do?
Did they say that back when this movie was made?
They probably
They've
did.
never not said it. As long as dogs have been on leashes, things have been off the chain. And then they do get sweet tracksuits. You're correct. Where do I think things happen? They keep running in up with the Brosifs and the Fembot ladies.
Oh, so
You also
the
for-
alien brosifs?
Yep.
Okay.
You also forgot there's a group of geeks as well in a minivan.
Oof.
But like
That's a third group that's
Okay.
trying to get them.
Well, that's the cult that comes up.
The cult,
Oh.
yes, the cult. Because the girl from 24 is like she's in the
Oh,
cult.
yeah.
Alicia Flippert's in this movie?
Yeah, whoever talks to the main guy.
Oh, Chloe.
the girl chicken with Chloe.
Oof. I'm
I
not
don't
gonna
know
get
her
it.
name at
She's
all.
so purdy
Yeah.
too.
But she's in this movie.
Yeah, and she's hilarious.
She is very funny.
Oh wow, this is.
She was really good in that Weezer music video.
Back in the day.
Yeah.
What
The
was
Good
that?
Life.
Good Life. Yep.
Oh well, we'll leave that.
Well,
to the
it's the
practical
actors from
department.
the Weezer music video, The Good Life.
So they end up going through a drive-through, a Chinese drive-through.
Oh,
which-
that's
Oh,
scene is
God.
so
Here's a
classic.
third instance of miscommunication.
So this movie's just a series of just hilarious.
Just
scenes
repetitive.
over and over again.
repetitiveness.
They really beat it home. But it's the kind of jokes that like get bad and then turn around and get good again.
Yeah.
Like, they overstay their welcome and then they get so overstated they're funny.
Like
again.
really, just sticking with the joke makes it work, and like
Yes.
that's you just need that commitment. And
So they keep trying to order food and they just keep saying and then Chinese.
Yeah, why is that person saying and then?
Because they kept saying it. It goes on for a little bit where they do keep ordering things. It's like, oh no, I'm done. And then no, I'm done with my order. And then no, I don't want anything else. And then they just won't
And that
happen. And then the Brosif aliens and the Fembot ladies both go through the drive-thru and have the same problem.
do they come back and like beat
Who is
that
that
thing with a
character?
hammer or like a bat
Yes.
or something? They come back and destroy the drive-through speaker.
Yes, they do.
But the drive-thru speaker still talks. It's like totally
Yes,
destroyed.
right.
And it still says and then and then and then and then and then.
So is it? Do you think it's maybe like a robot or like an automated message or something?
I think there's a lady.
I think
behind
you're a
there.
little.
What's
You're
that
going a little
story?
too deep,
Who's just-
Andy.
What's that story
It was
about?
just straight goofing.
Goose and gaps.
So now they get kidnapped by the cult, and it's just a bunch of people in like bubble wrap.
Yeah,
Right,
and
a bunch of
they keep
nerds.
saying like
Donkey Lips from Salute Your Shorts is one of the guys.
That's
was a deep
That's
cut.
a really good sentence.
Let's deep cut it.
that was a deep
That's
cut.
the deepest cut.
Oh,
The first
God.
cut is the deepest, and that was it.
Oh
boy.
Cat Stevens said it best.
And I said it worse. So they're wearing bubble wrap, and they go to a barn, and this whole cult is worshiping something called Zoltan.
Zoltan, that's what it was. I was
Zoltan.
trying to figure it out.
I couldn't remember the
And they
name
do
of
it
it
like a
until I
little-
remember the Z pattern. Yeah.
Yeah.
Zoltan. And they keep doing that. And anytime someone says Zoltan, they do the hand symbol and say Zoltan.
And I think I remember in the cult, there's like every character has like a goofy name, except there's one guy just named Steve. Like everyone has like crazy cult names and then just Steve.
I think it's almost alien names. They're worshiping some sort of alien
Yeah.
race in this movie, which they don't know
Because they need that
exists really,
trans
but
humidifier thing.
I think they do want the continuum transfunctioner. I think
Yeah.
that is something
Okay.
that they do want.
What does that do?
There's three.
We'll get to it.
Okay, all right,
we'll
all right,
get
all
to
right.
it.
I don't know. I'm
It
curious.
saves the universe.
Yep. Or destroys it.
So I think they go undercover as well as getting captured.
Undercover brother?
Or no, they get captured first and then they sneak into it to like see what's going on. Because they end up wearing their outfits because they keep popping each other's bubbles. they can't resist the bubble wrap. So
Yeah.
that all goes on for a while. Where they just keep popping bubble wrap.
I think they get kidnapped, but there's one girl that loves them and like releases them or something.
Okay.
It could be Chloe for all I know.
Maybe.
But there's a cult
But-
leader guy who puts on like a Tony Robbins-esque like motivational speech to them that
Yeah.
Zoltan's coming and then these guys are the ones to bring him in, and they have a speech where they like, yeah, we know what we're doing. Zoltan's totally coming. It's happening, but they end up like sneaking out.
Okay.
Before I
And
move on to the next scene, does anyone have anything before that they think happens, or because
Not
I'm not
really.
Because the series of events is kind of confusing.
Is there? Like, do they go to an arcade at some point in this?
That's at the end of the film.
Is that the end?
It is. Yeah, it is at the end.
I believe after this scene is the scene where they black out and they wake up in cages with Andy Dick.
Yeah,
Oh.
they're at like a barn or something like that, and
Yeah.
Andy Dick is like an old hermit guy. He's been there a long time.
Possibly before this scene, they get knocked out by the ostrich. I don't know if that
Oh,
scene
that's right.
happens.
The ostrich
I don't know if
guy.
that scene happens before
Ooh.
or after. But Sean William Scott and the ostrich like
Yeah,
really
the
go
ostrich
at
farmer.
it. And the ostriches like keep coming up like they're like velociraptors.
Yes.
In
Yes.
the movie where they just like are around corners and upside down and they defy gravity.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they end up like headbutting them and
They're like
knocking them
ninjas.
out.
Yeah.
Well, there's a oh god,
A
it's
rich
not.
billionaire guy.
No, I remember way back in the day there was like a funny thing that like Andy Dick says in the scene, and it's kind of vaguely coming back to me, and it's not funny at all.
I think it is funny when
What
you
is
come
it?
back to it. I think he keeps on like saying he doesn't want to be tortured, but then he like does. He's like a little bit of a sadist.
Yeah.
He's like,
masochist.
don't you dare use that whip on me. And then he's like, he really wants the whip or something like that.
Yeah, it's something along those lines. There's a little bit more to it. I'm curious to watch it because I don't. I'll tell you guys what that bit was.
So Brent Spiner is the millionaire guy, and in order to let them go, he asks them a question. And he asks them a question about the velocity, or like how fast an ostrich can run, I think. And because Sean William Scott has been like watching these Lifetime movies, there's a moment where he like it closes in on him,
It's
he
Animal
zones
Planet.
out.
It's
Animal
Yeah,
Planet.
Animal Planet.
And he just has this like blank look, and then he just repeats a bunch of ostrich facts straight at Brent Spiner. He answers the question right, and they get out.
Oh,
And
okay.
that's how they resolve that scene. And their car is in that place. That's where their
That's
car
where
is.
the car is.
That's where their car
They
is.
found it,
Yeah.
but that's not the end of the movie.
No. Inside of the car, they find a putt-putt golf ticket that has their scores on it.
Oh yeah.
So then they figured out we got to go back to this putt-putt golf place.
Uh-huh.
And they have a ticket to a safe box, I think, that has a bunch of tickets in it, and they're able to cash it in to get the continuum
arcade,
transfunctioner
right?
at a putt-putt arcade.
Okay.
So everything's starting to come to a head, and there was a few moments in this movie where the tensions kept coming up, where like the Christy Swanson's brosifs showed up and antagonized them more. The fembots came back. There was the dream sequence when they get knocked out, where they're going to get the oral pleasure from the ladies, and they don't.
Okay.
And they still need to get gifts for the girls. There's all these like stuff like ratcheting up
Mm-hmm.
When does the super giant woman come into play?
right after this scene.
That's the yeah. I remember that. I know exactly what.
So I think
I know it.
You're like
Nice.
stroking out.
Yeah, you just let me roll. But just-
Shutting down.
Just so I'm right, why don't you keep going? And they end up getting a bunch of they had a bunch of tickets inside the locker, and they turned it in. The Continuum Transfunctioner is somehow behind the ticket booth. The ticket vendor has it, and he ends up getting it.
But he doesn't. The ticket vendor doesn't know what it is.
No,
obviously.
I don't think he even knows like why it got back there or what's going on.
So you kind of find out that like the Swedish people are against the Babes.
Yep.
Yes.
I
Yeah, there's
think.
two different groups of aliens, and they both want the transfunctioner.
The Babes are also turning Christy Swanson's jock dudes on their side because they promised them moral pleasure as well if they if they helped them get the Continuum.
Now,
Yeah.
is the transfunctioner is like a Rubik's cube, isn't it?
I think it's like it's like some sort of box.
Yeah, I think it's just a
But
Rubik's
it, but it might
cube.
like transform into something once
Okay.
you solve it.
Yeah.
Sean William Scott. Oh wait a second. I think Sean William Scott throughout the whole movie is trying to solve the Rubik's cube. Or
Okay.
Ashton Kutcher is.
Yeah,
And that
trying to do it.
and that ends up being the thing they need.
I don't remember the Rubik's Cube at all.
There's definitely a Rubik's cube as like a plot thing in this movie.
Okay.
I'm not 100%.
I'm confused why they need the tickets then, or why they have that scene in there. Because you are right, Sean William Scott throughout this whole movie has been like goofing around with the Rubik's Cube in the background of the film.
Okay.
And that he ends up solving it. And that's what triggers.
But see, yeah, that's when like both sets of aliens reveal that they both want the transfunctioner, and they're both like, if you don't give it to us, the galaxy will be destroyed.
So that's what the Brosifs are saying, the dude Swedish men.
Right, and so they have to figure out which aliens are good and which aliens are bad.
They're in the middle of both of the aliens.
Sure.
And how do they know which aliens are the good aliens?
Well,
How do they know?
I think that like the Babes like start to break down, and don't they turn into the giant
They
woman?
do. They turn into
They
the
like
giant
start
lady.
to freak out
But I
because
think
they're
it's
taking too
after
long.
they go with the dudes because the dudes can tell them what they did last night.
Oh.
Like so they
You're
were
right.
okay. So they they were chilling with them like all night long.
Oh, no. We don't have the rights to that.
No.
So Sean William Scott asked them a question, like, what was their score on the 18th hole of the golf course?
Okay.
And the girls make up some number, and then the Swedish dudes know it. It was a hole in one.
Okay.
Because if you get a hole in one, you get a lifetime supply of pudding.
That's the pudding.
That's why I have the pudding in the fridge.
Oh, that's the pudding.
At a putt-putt place?
Yes.
If you get a hole in one on the 18th hole, you get free pudding for life?
Yes.
Does your putt-putt place not do that?
That putt-putt place is going to go out of business.
You're overestimating people's hole-in-one skills, Andy.
It's a hard hole, maybe. I
Oh,
don't know
okay.
if we ever see it.
Okay, maybe it is a hard hole.
So the climax happens. They give the Brosifs the transfunctioner, and then the fembots transform Critters 2 style into a super,
Yeah, into a giant
superhuman,
lady.
which also like it happens in the
Did you
Simpsons.
say a superhuman?
What is that? Superhuman?
I thought you said a superhuman.
Human? A superhuman? A superhuman human? Because something always really irked me about this is that that girl, the actress who plays the giant lady, doesn't look like the race of fembots that were
Okay.
in the film. I always thought that was weird. It's just
You
another
also
like
get to
random
see like
babe.
upper panties.
Oh yeah.
And I remember that being a big thing when I was like 14 or 15.
It'll be a big
I was
thing
like,
now.
hubba, hubba.
Oh man.
And
So they have to defeat.
yeah,
the giant lady?
they end up killing her somehow. She like ends up getting like blown up, I think.
Yeah, she does get blown up.
I think.
How does that happen?
So they have to. This relates back to the monkeys that he was watching on TV because like throughout the film, his Animal Planet watching keeps saving their butts or something because they have to like press a button and they can't reach it. And he remembers watching the monkeys poking stuff with sticks.
Yeah, that's
And he
true.
picks up a stick and pokes the button with it.
Yeah, I think when he solves the Rubik's Cube, like a bomb or something comes out of it. And he does have to like poke it with a stick. You're totally right.
Yeah, and
Like,
that
you need to use
and
it
so
for
that
that.
like saves. I don't know if that kills the alien or if that just saves the universe from the thing.
I think it kills her. Like it sucks her up or just blasts her. Or
Hmm.
something happens. There's some crazy special effect that goes on.
So they destroy the bad aliens, and then what happens?
They ended up giving the Continuum Transfunctioner back to the good aliens.
Yeah, to the
Okay.
Swedish guys.
Yeah, and the Swedish guys give them gifts to give to their girlfriends that they've been wanting to get the whole film.
Oh, what were those gifts?
I
though?
believe they're necklaces
Okay.
with the power to make boobs bigger.
Oh,
Because
God.
we just gotta
Oh,
squeeze.
God.
That is it.
We gotta
That's
squeeze
totally it.
every ounce
Yep.
of comedy out of these things.
But I think the girls are like happy with it too.
Yeah, they don't even like realize what's happening.
Oh, they
in the
don't?
scene. Yeah, they're just like, oh, thanks for the necklaces, and they just kind of flaunt it out. It never gets mentioned.
And are there any sound effects that go boo?
Poof,
Poof.
Or like a balloon filling.
Yeah.
So
There's
now
gotta
you
be.
said they found the car in a barn?
I'm pretty sure the car is at
I
Brent
thought they
Spiner's
found
house.
the car in front of their house. They just didn't see it when they went outside. Like there was like a truck in front of it that drives away, and they're like, "Oh, it
That-
was here the whole time."
There's a callback at the end where they think they lose the car again. But that
Oh,
happens.
okay. That's because I thought I thought like they went through the whole movie and then figured out it was there the whole time.
Yeah. Dude, where's my car?
Where is their car?
In a nutshell.
There it is.
Oof. This
We got through it.
I mean, we're gonna watch this and have to like totally rewrite this timeline that we've
Yeah,
created.
the
but
timeline's wrong. I'm trying to remember.
This is like a murder mystery in a way.
I think if any cameos might have slipped by me. The dudes that give him the tracksuits probably somebody I don't know.
I'm sure there's like a ton of cameos we've missed. Like
Yeah.
this seems like a movie that's just chock full of cameos. So
Yeah.
And then
and
and then join us in part 2 where we figure out what we got right and what we got wrong.
And then?
And then we'll know what we got right and what we got wrong.
And then?
And then we'll know what we got right and what we got wrong.
And then?
And then we'll know what we got right and what we got wrong.
No ads on this episode, and I have nothing to plug. We're going straight into part 2. Thanks.
Dude, you got a tattoo! So do you, dude? No. Oh. Dude, what does my tattoo say? Sweet! What about mine? Dude, what does mine say? Sweet! What about mine? Dude, what does mine say? Sweet! What about mine? Dude, what does mine say? Sweet! What about mine? Dude, what does mine say? Sweet! What about mine? Dude, what does mine say? Sweet! What about mine? Dude! What does mine say? Sweet! You idiot! 你白鬼佬，你根本就係冇眼睛啊 Your tattoo says dude. Your tattoo says sweet. Got it?
All right, welcome back to Dude Where's My Podcast. That's a new thing I'm going to try to do in part 2 from now on.
All right, I'm down.
Let's see if it goes over.
Let's see if it sticks.
And what didn't go over is that we just right from the get-go we started to get things wrong. in this movie.
we did. We were
right out of the gate. Things that we thought happened.
This movie was hard to remember.
did not happen. There were certain events that we remembered, but they were still disjointed, or we just didn't get them as accurate. So they do wake up in their house.
Yep. I said that. I will say I said that.
Yeah.
Yes!
Nailed it.
You said a few things. But they end up going over to. I forgot about the pizza guy altogether. His
Yeah, I don't
boss-
remember that
Yeah.
pizza
His
guy
boss
at
was the
all.
first
The
guy.
character
that shows
was
up in the
totally
film.
irrelevant.
Yep.
Did you remember his name? Mr. Pizza Cola. Mr. Pizza Coli. They just like.
I do remember when they said his name, and I was
Is
like,
that
oh,
actually
boy.
his name, or is that like a name that of his pizza place?
Several times they call him
Yep.
Mr. Pizza Coli.
Yeah.
His actual name has pizza in it?
Yep.
Yeah, because they're that lazy.
Now is he the owner or is he just like the manager?
I don't
No,
know.
he said no. He's definitely the owner because he kept saying that they were like stealing pizzas from his place.
Yeah, but it always seemed like he was doing the stuff that like other employees would
Yeah,
be
he
doing.
was delivering the pizza at the end of the film, and he's like making the pizza, and the dough like falls on his face. He doesn't know what he's
It's
doing.
like, this guy's so involved in his own business. Like, you know, you gotta admire that. But he was also terrible at it. Like,
Yeah,
he didn't fire them after 30 pizzas went missing. Like, that should be an immediate like,
Yeah,
you're done.
You're done.
Yeah, done. But then he's like, I'll find a reason to fire you guys soon. I was like,
It's like, you had
are
a
you the
reason.
owner? Like, can't you just fire them?
What do you think this guy, Mr. Pizzicoli's relevance was in the whole movie?
I don't
I don't
know.
know what purpose he served.
Like,
Like,
he made a few jokes, and that
if
was it.
pizzas had played a bigger role in this, I feel like I could understand it. But they didn't.
Yeah, well, there was one bit where they threw the pizza on the ceiling, but that was like the only thing that
It was just
That was,
jokes
like, right at
involving
the
him.
beginning.
Like, yeah, and then he shows up with all those pizzas, and he's like, "I thought we might be hungry, so we ordered some pizzas." And then all he does is exposition. Like, he explains some stuff for the audience to other characters.
And he makes like a panties joke at the end about when the
Yeah. yeah.
That's a
Very
very
obvious
perfect.
joke. A very obvious joke.
It was the very obvious name, Mr. Pizza
Oh,
Cult.
boy.
I thought this movie started with a Smash Mouth song. I got kind of excited. I was like, oh, now we're in the 2000s. We got a Smash Mouth song.
Is that like a stoner song?
No, but it was just a band called Danger Man, I guess. But I was like, man, they ripped off Smash
I was
Yeah.
listening
It
to the
definitely
soundtrack. I
was.
was like, this is just bringing back like flashbacks of the early 2000s. For me. I'm like, oh man.
boy. The songs I used to like.
We also didn't we don't remember that they have another roommate named Gene.
Well, it's
that
just
was
some
in the-
guy that showed up. It may not
They
even
don't
be a
even-
roommate. It was some guy from the leftover from the party last night. That's what I'm guessing.
But they had the party at his girlfriend's place, unless like he followed them back.
That's
I
what I'm
guess?
guessing it happened because neither of them know him. That's a joke. That like I thought you knew Gene. It's like, oh, I thought you knew Gene. Like,
Okay.
And then they didn't look at the camera and go, who knows Gene?
He came back at the end when they
Yeah.
reiterated the whole movie
When they redid
again.
it. Which made me wonder if the whole movie took place like at the end they kind of loop back around and do it all over again.
That was sort of it could have gone that
Could
way.
have
I
gone.
feel
Could it have gone that way?
because they get Men in Black at the end.
Yeah.
Did they get Men in Black the first time?
I don't know.
Ooh.
Because they didn't remember anything.
Hard to say.
Well, I don't know though because they have their car in the second time when
If-
it starts over
Okay,
again.
okay, we're writing the sequel, which was gonna be seriously, Dude, Where's My Car? That was the working
Yep.
title. What happens in that movie? How do we get back into what we're going here? Is it just like the second day?
No, maybe this time you make it like a serious film and their car actually got stolen. But the police
Yeah.
won't help them, so they have to like get
Well-
into like the nitty gritty investigation of finding this car. And
It's like Law and Order.
Yeah,
Dude,
like I watched that movie.
Dude,
Yeah.
Law and Order.
It's got Brad Pitt and Russell Crowe, and they're like they're trying to figure out who stole their car. And their car has a dead body in the backseat.
Oh man.
Do we
Or
not?
the
We don't change any of the dialogue though. We just play it serious with those actors.
And then
And then, I didn't know. I forgot that they got hit by the old lady. Hit some.
Yeah, and then the other
another
guy,
irrelevant
bird.
They
part.
Yeah.
definitely like when the car hit Ashton Kutcher's stunt double. It for sure broke that windshield.
Yeah.
like, that
It did,
windshield
it
got
did.
shattered. And neither did it, and they drove away.
There was a couple moments where like they physically looked like they were hurting each other.
Yeah.
Like Ashton Kutcher would punch Sean William Scott in the face a couple times.
Yes.
And like
When he did like the he did like kind of like a
Oh,
karate
yeah,
move.
he did like a stop.
He definitely looked like he bopped him in the nose
A
at
couple
one time.
times,
Yeah.
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 And there's a moment where they're sneaking in that barn, and Sean William Scott turns really fast and just floors Ashton Kutcher. He like falls into the wall. I didn't notice it until like just this repeat viewing, but he just gets wiped out. The guy that I thought should have been Harlan Williams was instead
The guy from Office Space.
Office Space, Michael Bolton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's a
He's also
really
from Mad TV.
he's a huge voice actor now. Like he does a ton of voices, like for Futurama and American Dad and Family Guy and all those.
I remember him from Mad TV, but I totally forgot that he was in Office Space.
That's
too.
right. Yeah, I would. When I was watching, I was like, that's got to be the guy who played Michael Bolton in Office Space.
Yeah.
And why can't we escape animatronic dogs on this
Oh
podcast?
my god,
We can't do it.
I didn't remember that dog at all, and then it happened, and I was like, it's Beethoven all over again.
Yeah, that dog looked bad.
It was like a mix
I
between.
thought it was funny.
I thought it was a mix
but-
between the Beethoven animatronic head and the Falcor like face. Like
Yeah.
it was horrifying.
I was happy that that dog actually had a point though, because it like
yeah, it takes
attacked.
out the big dude.
Attacked
the bullies.
Yeah, well, okay. I have to ask this because I know you'll know, Brad. Who is the main bully? He's a brother of.
I looked it up. He's the brother of Jerry O'Connell.
Yes. Okay.
His name is Charlie O'Connell.
Yeah, I kept
And
going.
he looks
it's
like
not
a buff
him,
Jerry
but-
O'Connell.
Right. So yeah, the dog did actually attack.
Although it didn't rescue him
Buff.
or anything, it just attacked him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean.
It got high a couple times.
Yeah.
They never actually smoked weed in the film. I guess like the PG-13 rating like was really strict then.
Like it's okay
And
for
stuff just, like-
animals to get high, but not dudes.
Yeah, and like they just really they came down really hard on a lot of the language and a lot of the things that happened in the film.
Okay, and then Harold and Kumar came out like a couple years later. Don't they smoke weed in that?
Oh yeah, that's rated R though.
Okay.
I think that movie was. I don't know if
Same
it was written
director.
yeah, I was like, I knew it was either the writer or the director was the same for Harold and Kumar.
And are we gonna do that movie next?
If you want to. So what I had written down was is this just a pre-Hangover movie too? Do you think?
And
It's like Hangover.
I mean, props to Hangover.
yeah. Props to Hangover are words no one has ever uttered in their entire life.
I knew it when I was saying it, so I had to say it.
That's what this movie brought us to say props to Hangover.
Oh no!
I will say that this movie felt like the shortest movie out of everything that
It was
we've
only
seen.
it was like a quick 88-minute movie.
Yeah,
I thought it was
long.
like 45 minutes long.
I mean, done and over with.
And the plot really books it. There wasn't a point where I felt like it was bogged down. I was like, can
No.
this be over already?
They're
Like,
just moving along, and there's always new information and new threats.
I went in expecting to be like, oh god, this movie, and it'd probably take like more than one sitting and stuff. But no, I blew through this, and I was like, I actually enjoyed myself. That was.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed parts of it. I didn't enjoy the overall thing, but I was happy that it was, like you said, it never felt like it was bogged down at
Yeah,
the moment.
I mean,
it was
they,
always
they
moving.
keep moving. Yeah.
And it's really hard to watch a comedy alone and like find humor in it too. You're just kind of like going along
Sure.
for the ride.
Mhm.
The first LOL that was the bottle cap scene where they're trying to pick it up with their feet.
I
That whole
remember
scene
getting
was
a little
very funny.
frustrated with the but I'll say I like going back to watching like old cartoons where characters were like destroying things.
Oh, yeah,
or
you don't
getting
like
hurt.
that
I
at
kind
all.
of don't like that, and so like it gives me some anxiety. And so as I was watching it, I was like, they should have just taken out that garbage in bits. I swear to God, I had that thought.
Joke over. We forgot about the Woman Man. They meet up in the strip club that wants the money.
transgender stripper
Yeah, that.
The Woman Man is what I have written down.
and her boyfriend.
She just kept asking for her money, but like
For
they
200.
had her money.
Yeah,
It
she
was-
had to get
Yeah, I was
it.
expecting that scene to end up like I didn't remember them that plot line at all.
No, we
and,
didn't
but
get it.
and I was expecting that end to like she opens the suitcase and it's like a Dumb and Dumber thing where all the money's gone and it's just like I use a receipt
No,
or
but they
something.
had-
But
they
no,
had
it was
it.
like she's like, oh, it's the money, which
And
begs
yet-
the question like they said they were throwing a ton of
I
money around
know.
the
I
previous
thought
night.
that too. I was like, well, she's not going to have all of her money,
Like,
but she was just happy that.
I guess maybe instead of like the 200,000, she now has like 190,000 or something
They
in there.
leased
but-
a car?
Yeah,
How
right.
much down payment do they put for that?
It's a good question.
Also, why did they give them a car if the whole premise of this movie is
Wait,
about them
wait.
trying to find a car?
They leased a car?
Yeah, remember-
they leased like a convertible.
He's like, that's
No,
not
I
the
thought-
craziest thing we bought last night. And then they're driving around in that Mustang, and I was like,
What?
yeah, that's when they pull up next to Fabio, and they have their
Yeah.
makeout the competition with Fabio.
Oh my, what? That happened?
Did you watch this movie?
don't-
Did you skip?
You watched
through
the
it?
first
No,
10
I
minutes.
Were you distracted? Were you doing something else?
It's not like you had to sit through 2 hours of nothing and to forget stuff. This movie was like there was nothing to forget. It took no time.
Listen, though, there was a lot of information to process.
Yeah, they pull up at like a red light.
I do remember them pulling up to Fabio. I didn't remember that they leased a car.
Yeah, that was like one of the ideas was that they somehow bought this car and I guess didn't want to keep it for some reason.
Okay.
2 corrections to hit. They are separated, and it's in the strip club scene where the Woman Man takes Ashton Kutcher away from
Yes.
Chumbling Scott
For an extra
Yeah,
slippery
for a few
dance.
seconds. So I called that bold statement. That one was wrong. And also, they are twins, but they're just not identical.
Yes,
twins.
not identical.
They're just
twins.
fraternal, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Which
Which one would you choose out of those?
Jennifer
twins?
Garner.
Yeah.
Nope, I'm not with you guys on this one.
Really?
Yeah,
you
I'm
would go with the other girl who's probably never been in anything else.
I looked her up.
Marley Sokolov.
Yeah,
Write her name down.
she has not been in a whole lot. Nothing big. Like this is probably one of the biggest projects.
But
she's
recent photos of her, she's still looking fine.
Oh yeah, she looked really good.
But I'm just saying, I mean, this was like 16 years ago, and she's held
Nice.
held
Yeah.
up really well. She's
Nice.
like a mom and writes self-help blogs or something like that for like moms, I think.
I still would go with Jennifer Garner.
Yeah, maybe.
Not
She
for me.
seems a little crazy too, but
So was that Christy Swanson?
yeah,
That was.
yeah,
Did you call that from the beginning?
yeah.
Oh shit.
That's in part one.
All the people listening,
That's
are
in
like,
part
look
one.
at these idiots. You just said it like 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, that's the part of the like we had a week between the podcast. It's come right after the other. So I thought their fatal flaw that got set up was like they messed everything up. I don't know if that kind of gets resolved if they just start making better decisions. I
Yeah.
don't really know, but because the girlfriends called them out on it. and
I
that's
thought it
like-
was kind of weird because
it's almost
the
like right at the end of the
girlfriends-
first act of the movie.
yeah, I mean the girlfriends like break up with them halfway through and then decide to take them back at the end because like Ashton Kutcher I guess
Well,
made
they-
a plan and went through with it and they were impressed.
They rescued him.
And then they got
Yeah.
minds wiped and they were fine the next day.
Well, they were. I think.
So I guess because I guess they forgot all about the party mess and all that stuff. So like I guess that
I
would've
wonder if they went back
affected the problem
and
in the first place.
fixed it. I wonder
Right.
If they went over there and cleaned it up, because they were pretty happy with them cleaning up the.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, in the beginning of the movie, they were happy with them taking the trash out
So
and everything.
it was good.
Just showing some effort.
Well, I couldn't get it in part 1, but the second I saw her face, I said Marilyn Rice Cub as soon as I saw her.
yeah.
Chloe from 24.
24.
The girl that you called out
Yes,
on.
yes.
Yep.
Yeah, she has like 2 lines in the whole film. I don't know, she's pretty understated. She's the only girl in the group of nerdy dudes, though.
We did call they all have goofy names except for one guy.
Jeff.
Yeah. And he was always late, which I actually found really funny. Every time he was late
I
to
like
saying
Jeff.
it, I thought it was
There are so
hilarious.
many side characters in this movie that really just steal the show.
Yes.
Yeah, Jeff
and
was
he
really
is one for
funny.
sure.
Yep, I like Jeff a lot. I really like the running like name tags they would give on screen every time. Like whenever there was an important
Yeah.
character, they'd be like Bing
Jeff.
and give him a name like on the
Yeah.
screen and.
Or like giant alien.
Yeah,
or
like
whatever.
I thought that was a good little running bit.
And the second we got done with the podcast, I told you guys I forgot 2 things that they always say that the Continuum Transfunctor's mystery is only exceeded by its power, and that they say shibby like nonstop throughout the film.
Yeah, and what is shibby?
I think shibby
It's
is
slang
could
for
mean
just
anything.
getting high. I thought because he's like we can't keep getting shibby.
We have to
like
keep
that.
shibbying.
It's used to it says it's used to indicate that something is cool. So it's like dope or something.
Yeah,
like
totally
That.
shibby. So
Yeah.
it's not.
So
used
you
as
know,
a bad
dope
thing.
is slang for marijuana.
But something bad could also be good, right? That's kind of the same, depending on how you want to use it. What do you think about the bust a move montage that's just in the movie for no
Yeah,
reason?
I didn't remember that at all either. I was like, what is happening? They get their suits and they're like, what did we need these for? And then it's just like then it's just a music video halfway through.
So
Like,
I have this song in this
I
thing.
was like, what is
I mean, they were trying to build a soundtrack for the movie.
They were desperately trying.
So then they get arrested, and there's a really great scene where a dummy gets beaten up.
Yes.
that was really funny.
It was very, very funny. I will say out of everything, that was probably one of the funnier bits.
Oh, that was. I thought that was really
Yeah,
funny.
they throw the hot coffee on him. I like just lost it.
Burn him with the. I love Sean William Scott's like,
He's
Jay,
like,
you're
he
like,
doesn't know
leave him alone, man. He doesn't know anything. Like, that was so good.
And Ashton Kutcher's face is just like, it wasn't great. He was just like, no.
No, this is not
so
it.
good.
But I'll say, like, the scene after it.
Oh, with the other police officer?
That scene was my favorite,
Oh,
hands down.
so
hands
funny.
down.
Really good.
So I went above and beyond to listen to the director's commentary.
You always go so in
I
depth on
do.
these, Brad.
And they kept him a couple days for reshoots just in case they wanted to do more scenes with him. Because he was so good.
He was
really
fantastic.
They paid him to just sit on the set in case they wanted to do stuff with him.
I wish he was in
so
more.
funny.
yeah.
Yeah.
Who do you think he should, like, if you were to take a character out and put him in there instead, who would you take out? Because it almost felt like there were
I don't
just,
know.
like, so many characters.
There were a lot of-
And there were a few that were great and many that were just, like, mediocre.
I don't know what you're really asking me right now.
I
Do you want him to
don't
like be
know.
the lead of the
Do
film?
you want him
or
to
just
be
want
the
you
same
lead?
character?
No, like,
but do
no,
some,
I'm just
or just
saying,
the
like,
actor?
maybe there could be, like, a character they could get rid of and, like, have this guy in there
Have more
longer.
scenes.
Yeah.
Have a third.
It's not really,
party.
like, it's just a...
I don't know how
Maybe like
philosophical
Harlan Williams
question.
or not Harlan Williams, Michael Bolton character.
Yeah.
That's kind
I
of
would
what I was
agree
thinking.
with
Yeah,
that.
that's the one I
Callbacks,
could
I
think
guess.
of. I like that dude as an actor, but he didn't do much in the film. I feel
No,
like so.
this other guy was so good.
And, like,
He was really
Christy
funny.
Swanson wanted him at the end, and there was, like, no reason
Yeah,
why
that
she would
was
watch
dumb.
it.
She ended up liking the other two dudes, and then was like, well, they're both the twins, so I guess I'll take the third man. Like,
Yeah, and she was not wearing a bra throughout the entire movie.
no.
wow, way to
And,
go,
and way to
Amy.
be.
Way to
No,
be
I'm
that
saying
guy.
no.
Be
That's
that
okay.
guy.
That's okay. She was ahead of her time. She started the no bra movement.
Oh man.
Free the nipple. Come on, she was freeing the nipple back in 2002.
I think one
I'll
of
let
us.
you handle it.
One of us.
Go ahead.
No, I'm moving on. I'm moving on.
I don't have any comment on this.
I do think. I think at least one of us called the gratuitous sound effects.
Oh, it's like
throughout
the,
the film.
cartoon, the cartoon sound effects that just keep coming up off and on. The Children for the Blind scene was just kind of like thrown in there. I didn't
Yeah.
really get that.
I
It's
guess it was just so they could have an interaction with the twins and the
Yeah.
right
aliens.
to make the girls
It was a
jealous.
forced
Yeah,
interaction.
whatever.
Just create a little more conflict in the relationship.
And boy, was I wrong about those two guys showing up early. 41 minutes they're not in the film. The keepers of the Transfunctors.
Yeah.
Those two Swedish guys. They showed up. They showed up late.
Yep, that's true.
Penny the impound clerk was really good.
Yeah, she was
That
funny.
part was funny, and she was a great actor.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember that was something else I've seen her in, but I looked it
She
up.
was in
and I've already
Magnolia,
forgotten
I
it.
guess. I did, but I
Oh,
forget what
really?
character. I thought you.
I'm-
I thought you were
No,
familiar with that.
it was
film.
I am very familiar.
She
and
was
I
in
do
a
not
TV
remember.
series. Now I can't remember, and it's gonna bug me.
The fire extinguisher bit was very cartoony and funny.
That was pretty
Oh,
good.
I totally remember. She is in Magnolia. There's a scene pretty early on in the beginning where she's like tied. She's like handcuffed to to a couch, and she's like pulling this couch because the police are like trying to investigate something in her house. It's probably like a 2-minute scene or 1-minute scene, but she is in that. Yeah,
It's funny.
I really liked the jokes when they steal the clothes from like the two dudes in the cult.
Mm-hmm.
And they're standing there, and the guys bust in. They're like, "Those guys beat us up and stole our stuff." They're like, "No, we didn't." I'm like,
didn't do that.
We didn't do that.
And right when they get knocked out, they wake up in their underwear, and I guess there was a deleted scene where there was like an anal cavity search that got cut from the film.
What?
So now it just makes no sense why they wake up in their underwear.
Because they immediately tell them to put the clothes on.
Yeah, it's like, why'd you take the clothes off? That's
Right.
never explained.
That's true.
Unless you saw the deleted scene, like, why is that there?
So like they ran into the alien girls that wanted to give them oral pleasure, like on the street, and they were like talking to him, and then
The Woman Man makes them
like-
disappear.
oh, you think so?
Oh, she just like shows up and then they're gone.
She shows up next, and like they were just gone before that happened. I was like, why did they disappear?
I did appreciate that, like that kind of bit where when they get to the locker, and the Man shows up, and they're like, "How do you just keep showing up all over the place?" Because he definitely does
That
that,
is a
throughout the
running
film.
bit.
And I think that was pretty funny.
So the girlfriends got captured by the cult.
Yes, I don't think we mentioned that.
Yeah,
at all.
I didn't remember that bit. But I guess it adds the stakes to like why they want to get them to continue transfunctioning.
Right, why they're so desperate.
Yeah, they're so
Outside
desperate
of just
they
wanting
capture
that
the
oral
girls.
pleasure from the aliens.
Well, those guys didn't want oral pleasure. The nerds with the bubble wrap.
I feel like also in the first half we kind of implied that the jock dudes
Mhm.
were like subservient to
They
what's
were.
her face.
They're working for her. The
hot
alien.
chick? No,
hot
no,
chicks.
the one hot chick.
Chrissy Swanson.
Yes, Chrissy Swanson. It
No,
sounded like
Chrissy
she was
Swanson-
leading in the first half. The way it was described, because I didn't remember, and the impression
yeah.
I got was that it was like her, like these dudes fawning over her, following her all the time. But it was the opposite, where they like are very much like you're this is my girl.
Yeah, I meant the alien babes.
Yeah, and that makes more sense. And yeah, then they just immediately switched to those. I also this is probably something no one else would have noticed except me, but the pickup truck the jock guys were driving is the exact same pickup truck Paul Walker drives in Fast and Furious.
Oh,
I know
wow.
it's so crossover potential, right there.
So are you saying that these movies might exist in the same universe?
I hope they do. And like while all this is going
How did they
on,
end
So
up
there
with
are
Paul
aliens
Walker's?
in Fast and the Furious.
Ooh, did they like buy Paul Walker's truck?
yeah, like they
or-
probably or they work at the auto parts store because I think the truck belonged to the auto parts store Paul Walker's character worked at.
So, does that buff guy work at the same?
He says it's his stepdad's truck, so maybe his stepdad owns the auto parts store
That Paul Walker.
that
works
Paul
at?
Walker works at.
Wow.
Look at that. And
This
I
is
think
a real.
both
This
movies,
is
I
a
think-
real NBC
Look, they
crossover
both,
moment.
they both take place in L.A. as far as I could tell.
The Rubik's Cube was the Continuum Transfunctioner all along.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'd gotten like crazy confused at the end about what they were even trying to do and why they
yeah.
bought that fake one.
We also weren't sure when they got it in the film, in the first half. We weren't sure if they picked it up at the arcade and they got the fake one at the arcade, but
Yeah.
the real one they found in the
The-
tracksuit.
It was hidden inside the Rubik's Cube.
Well, no.
But
I
there's
mean,
also
like the Rubik's Cube itself was, I thought, in the
Was it-
pockets of those
yeah, it was.
tracksuits. So,
Yeah.
but I don't think we called that in the first half. did
No.
we? Yeah, because we weren't sure when they found the Rubik's Cube or when they had the Rubik's Cube.
Oh
Right.
wait, did they get fitted for those tracksuits, or they?
Yes.
Yeah, and they had like secret pockets. With
Yeah,
stuff
so
in
then
it.
they started pulling out all this comical stuff out of these hidden
Okay.
pockets all over. So
that actor too, the dry cleaning clerk was really funny. I thought he was played really well.
I thought Andy Dick was actually pretty funny.
Oh yeah,
He was
very
really
funny.
good.
And I'm sure he improved like so many
yeah.
lines and was just
Don't hose me again. Maybe later.
Yeah, that was
That
the
was
line
really good.
where you like wanted to be hurt more. Or whatever.
Yeah, I thought that was really funny.
And I got crazy confused. I thought the car was at that mansion, but there is a car at that mansion. It's just some random car that they get into.
Yeah, and the ostrich busted
Yeah, to hide
too.
from the ostriches.
And their car had been at the mansion.
In the commentary track, Ashton Kutcher brings up the fact that he was against the scene having that car in there because people would be confused that was their car.
Yeah.
And I got confused and thought that was their car.
Well, Ashton was looking out for you, Brad.
He was. He
was
knew.
looking out for you.
He knew the mistakes people could
understands
make.
film.
He
Yeah.
gets it.
He understands it.
Makes.
He said, "I didn't want Brad to get confused."
Movies. He makes movies.
That's true.
I think
End
he
of-
does.
end of
I think he
statement.
does.
End of statement. But I like that the car got destroyed. That's just funny. But it was confusing. That totally, like, in my memory, became the car that they were looking for the whole time.
Yeah. I remember, like, as I was watching the movie, I remember, like, oh yeah, they have a yellow car. And so, like, as they showed that car, I was like, that's not the car, right? Because I did remember it was yellow, I just didn't remember what it looked like.
I have wondered if it was the same car from like Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist, but I was like, it doesn't look like a Yugo, and it's not. It's a Renault. Is their car in this film is a Renault?
All right, this has been Car Connection Podcast with Andy
Car
and Brett.
Connection.
I'm
So
on
let's
it,
talk about
okay?
some cars that were connected in other films.
Vroom vroom.
Look, there's like the one car in the one film,
Uh-huh.
and that's all I got. I
So
don't
the
know any other
same
cars.
wagon that's in National Lampoon's that Chevy Trace drives. Actually,
Chevy
it's the same-
Trace.
Chevy Trace is the same one in The Great Outdoors, and it's the same one in Pete and Pete, and it's that same...
Is it the
It's
Tracer?
the wood panel, whatever
Yeah,
car.
the wood panel tracer.
Same one from Mallrats.
Is that in Mallrats?
I mean, they have a wood paneled station
Station
wagon in
wagon,
that
yeah.
movie. But
Oh.
it was
It's-
definitely only for that film.
I'm gonna vouch, it's the same.
Same one. Kevin Smith's a big Chev head.
He went out of his way to find that one.
Chev head. That's the best saying I've ever heard.
All the Chev heads
A
out there are really
Chev
upset
head.
that
All
way,
you
like-
Chev heads out there, this episode is for you. Except for when we do Three Amigos, and that's the real Chev head episode. The bully gets eaten. How about that was
He gets eaten,
with
but
some
then he got
quality
spit
special
back
effects
out.
thrown up.
Well, he
Oh,
just
that was
flies out when she
terrible.
blows up.
So there's obviously like green light like spilling onto this girl. This effect was not even mastered at this point.
Nope.
In the 2000s.
They were really still experimenting with that.
It was obviously green like around her.
Yeah, and his like the what seemed to be a very quickly inserted like joke line of he made like the jock guy makes some sort of sexual joke at her or something. And she's like, "I'll eat you," and just eats the guy real quick. And I was like, that all like a lot of ADR
Yep.
and real like quick delivery.
She
Like,
was
they definitely
also-
stuffed that into the film at the last second.
She was also like not in high def, and everything else
Yeah.
like was kind of like that.
She was kind of out of focus the
she
whole
was
time. While she was
terrible
walking around.
looking.
According to the commentary, she was the Playmate of the Year that whatever that movie came out, and I didn't even remember. I guess I'm not up to my Playmates of the Year.
Playmates of 2002 or 2001.
Yeah, I don't have that catalog.
Brad, where
anymore.
were you on that one?
Right? But did it bug you that she didn't look like the other girls? That really bugged me the first time I saw the film. You guys didn't care.
I don't know. I thought it
No,
was
not
yeah,
really.
it didn't make, yeah, it didn't
I thought
make-
it was kind of like a Mighty Morphin Power Ranger situation
Yeah,
where like,
you know,
they don't all look like a
They don't
Power
look
Ranger.
like
They look
the,
like a
the Megazord. They look like themselves. You know.
when their powers combine, they bring Captain Planet, who's a totally different person.
You're talking about two different things.
What are you
right now.
talking about in Voltron? when they
That's a third. You're
Look,
bringing
what?
a third thing
Look.
into the mix.
When,
are you talking
Miss
about?
Frizzle takes them all on a field trip in the bus.
Here comes a fourth thing.
I don't know where you're going with this.
All right, what other movie has that bus in it, Andy? Well, name another movie
the Magic School
with
Bus.
a cartoon school bus. in
That
it.
bus was clearly in Stranger Things. If you haven't seen it, I mean that's the same bus.
That spoiler flips over with her mind. Man, if you haven't seen Stranger Things, I've ruined a big segment for you. But
So that whole movie is ruined. That's the big twist right there.
Yep.
Um,
I loved one of my favorite jokes is when they just pulled out the the picture frames of them like being like
Japanese.
the Japanese second language, and they
Yeah.
just started speaking in Japanese
That was really
immediately
funny.
as they saw it.
yeah.
I think hands down that was my favorite joke.
I
of
think
the
that
whole
joke's
thing.
in the trailer. It's like,
I,
yeah, that's the
I
thing
know
you want.
out of everything that happened in this movie, this might be dumb, but my absolute favorite like joke was when they show up at the arcade and they look at like the Captain whatever sign,
Yeah,
and
they
it cuts
just
to
do
the
the
sign,
thing.
and cuts back, and they're just in the pose.
Yeah, I laughed
thought
at that
was-
as
I
well.
laughed out loud at my desk at work where I was watching this.
Sean William Scott credits Ashton Kutcher for making
I
that
thought that
joke.
was really freaking funny.
It was a very good joke.
So I keep talking about the commentary track. So when I was watching it, it's not synced to the film when they're talking. You can obviously hear like a little bit of an echo delay on the commentary track from their television watching the film to the actual movie. It's
Well, you know,
it's
just
very
like,
frustrating.
just like the green screen, they hadn't quite mastered commentary tracks
Well,
apparently.
here's what because they do stop where there's like long pauses where I think they do sync it up occasionally, and I think they were just recording at a different bit rate and just couldn't do it again. Because that sometimes happens, like where a sound.
Well, I know
track will
also
get
sometimes
off
you can have
from
problems
the
too
other.
if like the device you're recording on, like I know early GoPros had a problem with their internal clocks did not match up with like professional grade equipment clocks.
So you would end like a video clip in a GoPro and like your audio recording somewhere else, and your audio clip would be like 3 seconds longer than your video for some reason because the way it maps its time is weird. So now you have to stretch it.
This has been Audio Talk with
And-
Andy Hubert
So,
and Brad Jones.
so how would you like rate the movie versus the commentary? Like, would you rather watch the movie or would you rather watch the commentary?
It's one or the other.
The
I
commentary.
mean, like on IMDb, like what kind of rating would you give the commentary movie versus the movie?
I give it the same rating.
Oh, okay.
33% or whatever. They swear a lot and they say a lot of sexist things throughout the whole commentary track.
Do they really?
They comment on like Christy Swanson's everything that you just. They pull Moldenauer.
I said free the nipple. I said free the nipple.
They say things like that, and they just talk about like.
Oh
the
wait, here's
babes
the
as-
difference.
Babes as objects the whole
I
film.
observed it and I was commenting on it. They actually made that movie and told her not to wear a bra. That's a totally different thing.
Or it was her choice. I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah. Wait, why can't you just? Maybe that was her form of empowerment, Andy.
So what were they saying?
That she was just looking good. That all the women in there were basically just eye candy.
Oh.
And they were like they didn't really have arcs or serve any purpose. Just
I don't know. The aliens I thought had a pretty good arc.
I mean, they were the antagonist, I guess.
Yeah.
I compare all commentary tracks to the commentary track on R. Kelly's Trapped in the Closet, where the commentary track is literally you watching R. Kelly watch Trapped in the Closet while he sits in a chair and smokes a cigar, and it's amazing. So if you haven't seen it, it's the epitome of any commentary.
I'm gonna write Dudette, Where's My Car? We're gonna Ghostbusters remake this movie.
Okay.
Get this thing going.
I can't wait for you to bring back dudette as like a big phrase, because you know that's going to happen.
Yeah, why doesn't that get thrown around anymore? It's kind of a fun word.
It's, it's
When
not
did
that-
they use that as a phrase?
What,
90s?
dudette? Or late 90s?
California 90s?
Dudette? Really?
Dudes and dudettes.
Dudes and dudettes, man.
Does Wayne's World say that? Does that somebody says dudes and dudettes?
Probably.
We don't do a part 3, so we'll never know.
Yeah. Oh, anything else in this film that we missed or got nailed on the head?
Oh,
I don't think so. I
John
think-
Williams got nailed in the head a few times.
Yeah, I was getting bugged by his like weird ass smile. It was like all upper teeth.
There's a lot of open mouth acting in that film from him.
It was all just like his upper teeth. It was weird.
He comments on that his hair is constantly changing throughout the whole film, which I didn't really notice. but
I kind of did. Yeah.
he says it's
Sometimes
pretty
it's like
nuts.
very spiky and sometimes very flat.
Yeah.
Ashton Kutcher was definitely wearing his that '70s show hair throughout the entire thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty obvious.
Yeah, I'm sure their stylist cuts the same every day. It's not a big deal for him to have that same haircut. This has been Hair Talk with.
But it was.
and Brett
I was
Jones.
like, I could dig that hairstyle. I can't rock it at all.
Ashton's or Sean's?
Ashton's. I was like, I kind of digging it. Bring it back. Bring it back, man.
I mean, it's nice that you like have opinions, but I don't.
Oh, here it comes.
It's not for you, buddy. It's not for you.
No, it's probably not.
Join us next time for our Christmas episode, Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. Find us on SoundCloud and Stitcher, and rate, like, and subscribe to us on iTunes. And as always, check out whatremember.com.